sod is grown in, the field looks better than ever. Normally the sod is laid down like 2 days before.
It looks like it's been sitting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always my biggest concern coming here is just noticing the difference between the grass and then that part.
Well, then you'll do it the day before sometimes.
That's just dangerous.
I know.
Sacramento Republic FC and your Reno 1868 Football Club. Accompanying both teams' starting players to the pitch are youth soccer players from Players Mustang. Dolan Auto Group is proud to support the Walkout Kids program for our children right here in Northern Nevada.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's USL broadcast. We've got a big one here tonight at Greater Nevada Field in Reno, Nevada. The matchup, Sacramento Republic FC against Reno 1868 FC. Two playoff teams in this USL season. Possible playoff preview coming up next week between these two teams. We're not sure. A couple matches in play. We'll keep an eye on those, but this one is bound to be a good one. The high-powered offense of Reno 1868 FC and the defense of Sacramento Republic FC trying to stifle that offense. Should be a good one here tonight, folks. It's a chilly 30 degrees, and we're going to take a quick break. National Anthem's going to be played, and we're going to come back and have a blast here tonight. So stick around. We will be right back for some great, great soccer.
Reno stands with Las Vegas and all those affected by the horrifying tragedy that took place at the Route 91 Harvest Festival. Our thoughts and prayers are with the family and friends of the victims of this terrible act. May they find strength and perseverance in this time of grieving. We are one Nevada. Thank you. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for our national anthem performed by Staff Sergeant Robert Deal from the Nevada Army National Guard. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rent the land, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of
And we are back here at Greater Nevada Field in Reno, Nevada. Getting ready for a big one here tonight between Sacramento Republic FC and Reno 1868 FC. It's a big one here tonight, folks. Two playoff teams going to battle at the end of the regular season, and we are very excited. I am Sean Steimel. I'm here tonight as the play-by-play man. The man sitting next to me is Colin Tabor. He will be my color commentator. Say hello, Colin.
How's it going, everyone, here in Reno?
All right, we're excited. It's going to be a good one. This is going to be a very strong matchup with the possibility of a rematch next week. So a lot of things to keep our eyes on. Me and Colin will have everything covered here tonight as we take a look at the actions right before kickoff. Of course, Tower Bridge Battalion here, visiting from Sacramento, and the Battleborn Brigade also making tons of noise. It is a loud, electric atmosphere here tonight in Reno. It's also freezing cold. I don't know how people live here, but it's very cold. So we're up here in Reno, and it's going to be a big one. It's going to be a good one. You excited for tonight, Colin?
I'm very excited. It's going to be a good matchup between Sacramento Republic, who struggled of late, but they're going to try and get a valuable 3 points to try and push themselves up the table and possibly get 6th place against a Reno 1868 attack that has been on fire.
Yes, and Colin mentioned it. There is playoff movement that can still take place with this match. Both of these teams have qualified for the playoffs, so no one's missing out on the postseason. But there is some movement left to be done. We are going to take a look at some key players for tonight's match, get you the coaches and starting lineups. It's going to be a big one here tonight. We'll start with Sacramento Republic FC. The man to watch, Viljan Bijev. Tell me about him.
Yeah, Viljan Bijev with 9 goals this season. 7 of them have been with Portland Timbers too. He's a really dangerous goal threat out there on the left. Expect him to try to cut in and take a shot from distance.
And a brand new haircut to go along with that for Reno 1868. It's Antoine Alpino.
Yeah, Antoine Openo, someone 11 goals, 6 assists this season, but his work on the press off the ball to win the ball back high up the field is what's so valuable for Reno 1868.
A very talented player and a potent goal striker, and you mentioned also has the assist numbers. Tonight's coaches for the visiting Sacramento Republic FC, it is Paul Buckle. He is in his 3rd season as Republic's head coach, has taken the team to the playoffs every year, has not won a playoff match yet, looking to change that this year.
Yeah, Paul Buckle, he's built a really strong Sacramento team that can defend really well. The goals haven't quite come, but he's hoping to turn around that playoff record and try to get a better advantage as 6th place rather than an 8th place who would have to play Real Monarchs, who of course have been the story of the season so far in the USL West.
And for the home side, Reno, it is Ian Russell.
Yeah, Ian Russell deserves all the plaudits he's gotten this season for the way he's built this Reno attack. In their inaugural season, his first time as a head coach, he has built such a lethal team that can score goals at will and is pretty tight defensively too.
Yeah, anytime you can bring your team to the playoffs in the first year, coach has to be given a little bit of recognition. He's done an excellent job. And the lineups for tonight for visiting Sacramento Republic FC. In goal, number 12, Evan Newton. In the defense, number 26, Elliot Horde. The captain for Republic, 23, Emra Clementa. Number 5, Chris Christian. Number 15, James Kiffey. In the midfield, number 28, Luis Espino. Number 22, Jeremy Hall. 32, Hayden Partain. In the forwards, number 17, Tyler Blackwood. Number 20, Villian Bijev. And up top, number 13, Sammy Ochoa.
Yeah, expect Tyler Blackwood to try and use his pace to run at this Reno attack and try to deliver the ball to Sammy Ochoa and Villian Bijev.
And for the home side, Reno 1868 FC. In goal, number 12, Matt Bersano. In the defense, Kip Colvey, Brenton Griffiths, Jimmy Ockford, Nick Von Niederhausen. In the midfield, Chris Wehan, Lindo Mfeka, Luis Felipe Fernando, Matt LaGrassa, and up top, Brent Richards and Antoine Openo.
Yeah, interesting to see Brent Richards up top for a 3rd consecutive week. He's someone who he's played as a right back all season long, but he did play as a forward in PDL for Portland under-23s as well in college for University of Washington, and he's a huge goal threat. Expect him and Antoine Openo to try to be a dynamic forward partnership up there for Reno.
And that's something to keep an eye on. Of course, any Reno fans or Sacramento Republic fans notice a name missing from that starting lineup. It is Dane Kelly, the top goal scorer in USL play. Not in action 2 nights, so Richards and Openo will get the start at forwards. Just getting underway here from Greater Nevada Field. This is a big rivalry match. Of course, not much to play for other than playoff positioning, playoff seeding, but nonetheless, anytime you get a rivalry game, tempers are going to flare and teams are going to play hard.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, with it being such a big rivalry, they're playing for pride. I mean, both teams have playoffs locked down, but it's also important to remember that these 2 teams could very well play each other in the first round of playoffs next week. So one will try and gain the upper hand in this matchup.
And I believe we're calling it the Donner Pass Derby, which I don't have much of a problem with. I think that's a very cool name, as we do have a player down. Looks like Mfeka went in hard there on Kiffey, and then pulled up. Still on the ground. Of course, not the first time these 2 teams have played. They're quite familiar with each other. Of course, they played in the preseason. Anyone who remembers that game was a thriller, a 3-3 draw, in which Reno came all the way back. It was 3-0 Republic, and Reno scored 3 goals. And from then on, you knew that this Reno team was going to be able to score some goals. And Reno does lead the season series. They did come away with 2 victories against Republic FC. But really, you kind of throw out records when it comes to a match like this. Anything that's happened previous. Anytime you get into a rivalry game, anything can happen. It's, the best rivalries in sports are the ones where both teams have a chance at winning. And I think this kind of qualifies.
Yeah, I think past matches go out the window for games like this. I mean, Sac Republic can travel with point to prove. They travel big, the Tower Bridge Battalions here in large numbers, cheering their team on. It will be a good matchup between them and the Battleborn Brigade up in the stands, as well as these 2 teams out on the field. But it's also important to remember that Sac Republic did get a win in Open Cup against Reno 1868, a good 2-0 victory over in Sacramento. But as you say in USL, Reno are 2-0 against them.
You know who would be the first person to remind you of that win in US Open Cup? Everyone sitting right below us in Tower Bridge Battalion. They are very loud, making a lot of noise. It's going to be a good one, a good atmosphere so far. as Bersano looking to take this goal kick. Republic playing with some high pressure here.
Yeah, it looks like Sac Republic are sitting in almost a 4-3-3. Maybe even possibly a 4-4-2. I expected Vilian Bijev to play on the left, and it looks like he's playing next to Sammy Ochoa. So that's interesting to see. And maybe Sammy Ochoa will have a little more support instead of being so isolated like he has been at points this season.
This now with Luis Espino, one of the newcomers to this Republic squad. Started his first 2 games with the club. Showed some great footwork as Chris Christian sends it out wide to Elliot Horde. Horde plays it into Partain. Bit of a hard challenge there. Horde has it out wide, covered by Chris Wien. We'll get to now plays the ball out. Just a stud performance from this rookie, Chris Wien. He's up the list on assists and just keeps chugging. He's a wonderful player. What can you tell me about Chris Wien?
Chris Wien is someone, he really links the midfield to the attack. When Reno 1868 attack, they like to attack quickly after winning the ball back, and Chris Wehan's key to that transition. He makes the play happen so quickly, and he's, like you said, he's picked up an extraordinary amount of assists. Tied the USL record with 12 assists so far this season, and he could beat that tonight.
We will keep an eye on his record-breaking performance if it comes to be, as Tyler Blackwood attacks, something he likes to do often. Whenever Blackwood gets on the ball, he likes to show his fancy footwork and his blazing speed to get past defenders, and he does it often as James Kiffey looks to take the throw in, plays it into Bijev, who I mentioned is kind of hard to miss on the pitch tonight with his blonde dew. Very easy to spot him as the ball gets away from Elliot Horde there. As you can see some of the guys on the bench. You can see Dominic Jakubek, the backup Republic keeper on the weak side, and Mac Pridham down there. It's cold. It's cold on the pitch. Everyone's bundled up. It's going to be tough to stay warm. It's something to keep an eye on for the substitutes if and when there are substitutions made, of how easy it's going to be for them to warm up. As Blackwood plays it out wide to Ochoa. Not necessarily his favorite position as he crosses it in for Bijev, and Bijev gets up and sends a header right over the crossbar. Interesting play there. Bijev much more used to being the guy crossing it in. Ochoa much more used to being the guy who headed it in. They reversed roles. Almost turns out to be a goal.
Yeah, Sammy Ochoa turns the provider there, chips across and for Bijev to really run onto and jump into, and does well to get on top of it, but heads it over there.
The captain, number 15, Jimmy Ockford for Reno, did a nice job of muscling up Bijev. Did not make that an easy header. You would like to see Reno clear that out maybe, but nonetheless, they escape unscathed. Interesting chance there for Republic, as I mentioned. Sammy Ochoa, usually the isolated man up top, usually the one in the box trying to be the target man. You don't often see him get out wide and use his speed to get out wide, but he did there, found some technical touches and sent it in. As Reno looks to be in attack, that's Opano. He gets dragged down by Chris Christian. No call. Opano looking at the ref. I'm not sure if that wasn't a foul or not, but there was contact there.
Yeah, there was contact. I think it was a little light, and Evan Newton was already pouncing on the ball, so I think it would be tough to give a penalty there. But Antoine Opano, he's someone who gives defenders a lot of headaches. He's so relentless with his runs. He fights for everything, and he really gives defenders a lot to worry about. And I know Chris Christian, in the past being here, has had trouble dealing with him.
Yes, that's definitely a matchup we're going to keep our eye on, is Christian dealing with the speed of Opano, Richards. If Brian Brown comes off the bench, he's got wheels. It's tough to keep up with this Reno team. They can score some goals. As James Kiffey sends it in, and no one really attacking the ball, Bersano makes the easy save and sends it out wide to Wien real quick. Now into Matt LaGrassa, former Republic player from Elk Grove, California.
Yeah, Matt LaGrassa is someone who's really excelled since coming to this Reno side. I mean, he's such a key player in shielding that back four. He wins everything, especially high up the field. Like I said before, is how Reno does want to win the ball. They're not a team that wants to sit back and drop and try to block a shot. They want to keep the pressure on, and Matt LaGrassa is key to that. He wins so many interceptions. He keeps the ball ticking, and he really does a good job of breaking up play.
And that was a shot that went just wide from Brent Richards. Wien with the cross in, and Richards just couldn't swing his foot all the way around it. Newton watches it sails out wide. Reno not afraid to take shots on goal, as you can tell from the amount of goals they've scored, which is a tremendous number, really. It's something to behold. They really can't stop scoring. They are the top scoring team in North America, if you can believe that. It's really remarkable what Reno has done this first year. 73 goals. That's just an insane number.
It really is an insane number. And I mean, one could say that they've run up the number against some of the MLS 2 squads. But I mean, even against some of the better teams in USL, they've scored a lot of goals. I mean, 4-0 against Phoenix Rising earlier in the season can show really how lethal this attack is, especially against a good squad like that.
And they did come away with a 9-0 victory against Los Angeles, which when I saw that, I had to see it twice to really believe it. And they are 13 goals away from breaking the all-time American record. Now, if you have a team that, you know, scores every now and then, that's not realistic. So when I saw that, I thought, man, this isn't going to happen. And then I remembered they won a game 9-0 earlier this year, and 13 is not out of the question.
Yeah, 13 might be a little far-fetched, especially with just one game left in the regular season, but
you got to believe.
You got to believe with this Reno offense.
They are potent as Evan Newton clears the danger for the moment. Comes all the way out to Nick von Niederhausen, one of my favorite names to say ever. He's marked by Sammy Ochoa.
Yeah, Nick von Niederhausen, someone who's had some injury troubles this season. He's had problems with his hamstrings, but he's back and looking really good in this right back slot, which is nice for Reno because their normal right back, Brent Richards, is playing up front to cover for the USL top scorer, Dane Kelly.
Yeah, you mentioned it to me pregame with the amount of depth in this league at right back is really astounding. Just some of the pure athletes we have out there. This ball's played out to Luis Felipe, plays it wide to von Niederhausen, and he sends it in. Kiffy looked to get a touch there. Oh, Chris Wien almost nailed one there. As Hayden Partain back to defend. And that ball goes out of play for a Republic throw-in. A little bit of danger there from von Niederhausen on the ball.
Yeah, and Nick von Niederhausen is someone who can put in a really dangerous cross. He loves to swerve those in. He's not the quickest fullback, but he can get up the field and hit a great cross. And Chris Weehan was there. I mean, of course, a swing and a miss was unfortunate, but that was good play from Kip Colby to make sure that no counterattack came from that. And that's the way Reno defend, is high up the field.
This ball gets played all the way back to Ockford, who plays to the middle of the field. Greater Nevada Credit Union, the official sponsor of Greater Nevada Field. Fans catch 1868 FC in their pursuit of the USL Playoff Cup, October 21st at Greater Nevada Field. Kickoff is at 5:25. Get your tickets now at Reno1868fc.com. And as we said, this could be the matchup next Saturday. A couple things have to play in each team's favor, but this could be the 3 versus 6 matchup.
Yeah, I mean, with San Antonio looking like they're going to be winning against Rio Grande Valley. It's the 82nd minute, and San Antonio is currently up 3-1. It looks like Reno has third place locked, so no chance for second, and they already, they're out of, they're not going to get fourth. So third is where it looks like they're going to land. But what to look at now is the result for Sacramento, along with results for OKC Energy and Tulsa. So that'll be interesting to see who gets that 6th place. I don't think anyone wants to end up 8th and play the Monarchs.
I tell you what, though, I'm not sure anybody wants to end up 6th either. Playing this Reno team at home is a very tough task, as we're seeing the offense get going here. Public about to clear it away. Luis Espino looking to start a counterattack. Blackwood calling for it. Ochoa comes back, looking up the field. He has Blackwood deep. He plays out wide. And this to Horde. Horde plays back to the captain, Emra Clementa. Clementa, of course, just getting back from the international break, where he was capped by his country and got to man mark Robert Lewandowski, which is, I would put that at the top of my resume, as Reno springs loose. This is an onside play. This is Openo Brent Richards. He's going to want that one back. Openo just breaks the offside trap. It's a 2-on. The goalie slides it across, and it's just a little hard, and Richards sells out, and the ball just bounced on him. Boy, oh boy, would Reno like to have that play back.
Yeah, and that all came from such a key interception by Luis Felipe. He wins the ball and then quickly plays Openo through on the run, and Openo with a 2v1 just against the keeper Newton just puts it a little too far in front of Brent Richards there, what should have been a sure goal for Reno.
Reno, of course, not short on chances. I'm sure they'll have another shot on goal in this next couple of minutes. As Reno gets called for a foul. I believe that is Chris Wien, the stellar rookie, leading assist man for this squad, this offense. It looks like Elliot Horde will step up and take it for Republic. Chris Christian and Emmer Clementa coming into the box. Republic getting all the big bodies in. Now it looks like Espino will come over, have a conversation with James Kiffey. And it gets sent in the box, and the quick free kick there did not quite work out for Sacramento Republic FC.
Yeah, clever quick free kick though. Espino tried to call Horde off the ball there and just sent the quick one, but the cross left a lot to be desired.
As you can see on the face from Paul Buckle, a lot to be desired. And Reno now gives it away. A little bit of sloppy play here from both sides. Both teams settling in. Now it looks like Lindo Mfeka is down. Does the referee see him? Yes, he does. He's going to go take a look. Looks like the trainer's ready to come onto the field. Mfeka took a knock early on in this match in the first couple of minutes. And it looks like he might not be able to continue. He is limping pretty heavily.
Yeah, I think he had a bit of a calf problem earlier in that challenge at the beginning of the game, and it's still bothering him here. So they'll see if he can come back on. If not, Reno might have to make an early substitution for such a key player.
Looks like there's activity on the bench. We will get you that sub as soon as we know, but looks like Mfeka's night is done after about 15 minutes. As Horde waits with the ball. Fans, stay up to date on the latest USL news and information from around the league. Tune in to USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts, Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on SiriusXM FC Channel 85. Also, don't forget SiriusXM FC will air the USL Game of the Week. Please check USLsoccer.com for dates and times. Now the ball is out with James Kiffey. Sends it back to Chris Christian. Jeremy Hall in the midfield looking for it. Chris Christian with a very sloppy turnover, and it gets turned right back over to him from Luis Felipe. And Partain plays this out wide to Horde. Referee motioning for Horde to get up. Now Horde's going to play it back. Kiffey calling for it out wide. Emmer's got his eyes up. Going to look to play him. He plays him with a perfect ball. Kiffey looking to cross this one in with his potent left foot. He gets it in. It's in the box, and it's a goal! Number 13, Sammy Ochoa, quieting the critics. What a ball from James Kiffey. That's the first goal of the match. The goal presented by Audi Reno Tahoe, and James Kiffey just sends in a perfect cross.
Yeah, it was a great ball to find Kiffey's run, and Kiffey shows a little patience to wait for Sammy Ochoa's run here, and then delivers a perfect lofted cross, and Sammy Ochoa tucks it away for a goal for Sac Republic there.
You know, there's no such thing as a hockey assist in soccer, but boy, oh boy, the ball Emmer Clementa played out wide at James Kiffey. That's deserving of at least an asterisk of an assist. I mean, it was just a perfectly looped ball. Kiffey beat the entire defensive line down the field. He even gave it a little shimmy fake before he sent it, and like you said, just looped it over the top. And Sammy Ochoa made no mistake with that header.
Yeah, that was a great ball from Clementa. He took advantage of Reno temporarily being down to 10 men, was able to find Kiffey's run on the blind side of Nick von Niederhausen, and Kiffey puts in a great ball there for Sammy Ochoa.
So Republic looking like they were struggling to find an offensive flow, and they come away with the first goal of the match. As we do have our substitution presented by Les Schwab Tire, it is Seth Kasipel coming in for Lindo Mfeka. So Mfeka only lasting about 15 minutes in this match and having to be replaced. Interesting.
Yeah, unfortunate for Reno to have to make a sub this early, but Seth Kasipli, he's a very talented midfielder, really technical, controls the game well, and hardly ever misplaces a pass. He'll be looking to get a lot of the ball and try to find Opino and Brent Richards through.
And now the ball with Espino. Republic looking to catch their breath after celebrating that first goal. Of course, you mentioned it in the pregame. Republic has been struggling as of late. Don't want to necessarily say they've backed their way into the playoffs, but nonetheless, you always want to go into the playoffs playing your best soccer. That hasn't been the case for Republic. Maybe that first goal transforms them a little bit, gives them a little bit of confidence. Of course, playing Reno you always have to be aware of, you have a lead. Reno's always capable of scoring goals. But that early goal could really pose a problem for Reno's defense.
Yeah, like you said, you always want to pick up form right around playoffs because that's when it's most important. I mean, if you lose games early in the season, it's a different story to losing games in the run-up. But this will be a huge goal for Sac Republic and their hope to try and get that 6th place spot and be able to play it over here again next week. And to have a momentum against Reno coming into next week would be huge for them.
Now, it is very early. I mean, we're talking the first 20 minutes of this match as James Kiffey goes in hard and late on the tackle there. Wouldn't be surprised if the referee pulls out a yellow piece of something and hands it to him. Yeah, just came in from behind. Not necessarily a yellow, but definitely a hard and late challenge.
Yeah, definitely a late challenge. Luis Felipe senses Kiffey sliding in, is able to get his body between, earn the foul here, and Chris Wehan has excellent delivery and great set-piece specialist, as Sac Republic fans know from the game over in Sacramento.
Yeah, if there's anyone you don't want to see on the ball if you're a Republic fan, it's Chris Wehan as he sends it in. He's got guys in the box. Jeremy Hall does well to clear that away for the moment. Matt LaGrassa chasing it down will let it go out for a free kick. And it's, again, it's early. But if you're thinking about it from Republic's standpoint, you have the 1-goal lead. Do you go all in on the attack? Do you look for a second, or do you play conservative? I mean, we all saw the Liverpool-Manchester United match this morning. Jose Mourinho very famously parks the bus. Is that a tactic that you think Republic might go to here soon? I know that seems crazy in the first 20 minutes, but you're looking at playoff seeding. Maybe you want that 6th seed. Maybe you play it a little more conservatively.
I think there's a difference between playing conservatively and parking the bus, and I think Sac Republic will want to play conservatively, seeing it out, and then if they keep frustrating Reno, then start to sit back more and more as the second half develops. But as of right now, you don't want to give Reno too many chances because they can come back and score and score and score. And when Reno score early, they score often.
And you see the dangerous position Reno is in right now. Chris Wehan sends another ball in. That's a good ball. It's on the far post, and it went just wide. Oh, boy. Reno has come so close to scoring, and it looks like that's going to be a corner kick. Chris Wehan with another dangerous free kick. Looks like Jeremy Hall got his first head on it, and Chris Christian might have spiked Jimmy Ockford there.
Yeah, Jimmy Ockford tries to get anything on it he can in the far post, but Chris Christian deals with it really well.
Now the corner comes in. That's LaGrassa on the far side. He chips it in, looking far post. Goes all the way through to Kasipli, and Espino clears it out of danger. And Wehan's going to play it back. Boy, oh boy. You got to feel that Reno has a chance to be up two goals right now.
Yeah, 2 big chances for Reno. I mean, the one for Brent Richards earlier should have been a sure goal, and that one, I mean, took some heroics from Chris Christian on the line.
And there's some some lazy defending there from Chris Christian, trying to clear it away, and hits it off of Jeremy Hall, and very lucky that ball went right to Evan Newton, or else that could have been disastrous as Newton plays it out wide to James Kiffey.
Yeah, some real nervous defending right now from Sac Republic, which is not how you want to defend a 1-0 lead. Because if Reno get back into this, they are completely on the front foot right now, and it could end up turning into more. So I think what Sac Republic will want to do is try to get Jeremy Hall on the ball more, try to control a bit of the field, try to keep the ball in the midfield.
Now Bijev attacking through the middle, sends it to Partain. Partain sends it out wide to Mr. Elliott Horde. Now it's with Espino in the middle of the field. He plays it out wide. This is James Kiffey, the man who just had the assist. He sends a cross in. And it is cleared away. Elliott Horde trying to kick it right back in. Bijev has it. He's going to look for the left-footed strike. Did not get enough on that ball, and it's an easy save for Matt Bersano.
Yeah, I think there's a clear miscommunication there amongst the Reno defense. No one knows who's going to step to Bijev there, and Bijev has a free shot on top of the box, which we want to make sure that doesn't happen again with what a threat from range that Vilian Bijev is.
Yeah, he had picked his eyes up looking for the spot, just couldn't get quite enough on that ball, and Bersano was able to slide over and make the easy save. Now Reno looking to start an attack out of the back. That's Ockford to Von Niederhauser. And he's going to look to attack Luis Espino. Sends it in to Luis Felipe. He chips the ball out wide. All pressuring. Oh, cheeky little back heel. And almost set up Chris Weehan down the line, as Clementa does well to send it away.
Yeah, clever from Seth Kasipli there. He tries to open his hips up to look like he's playing it back to LaGrassa and is able to send Openo through with a little back heel. Openo can't quite control it.
Reno, of course, arguably the most dangerous team in American soccer. The scoring numbers they have put up, so Republic FC's defense is nowhere near done with their task, keeping this Reno offense quiet. Has anyone really kept Reno's offense quiet this year?
There have been Monarchs have kept Reno's offense somewhat quiet. I mean, if you count a 5-3 earlier in the season as quiet, but
just for the record, I don't count scoring 3 goals as quiet, but yes, Real Monarchs is a tough side as Reno looks to play it up the left side. It's Weehan attacking Horde and attacking the promotional boards down there. And Weehan did not win the battle with Horde, but he won the battle with the board.
yeah, it was well done from Horde. He got his body between the ball and Weehan and just marshaled that out for a goal kick for Newton.
Coors Light, whatever your mountain, climb on. Coors Brewing Company, Golden Company, great beer, great responsibility. Soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit nikesoccer.com. As the ball is at Ockford's feet, he looks up, plays to LaGrassa. LaGrassa plays it out wide. Reno having to start many of their attacks from the back. Republic maintaining a high pressure line. Interesting to see if that keeps up as we progress through the match. As Luis Felipe looks to play it out wide. Partain almost snuffing that one out. And it's played all the way down to the left side. Man in the box, Reno trying to get a cross in. Republic doing well to put pressure on the ball. Now it's Openo. Openo went in late, so he was dispossessed there. It looked like Clementa had tipped the ball away from him. A little bit of frustration there from Openo, trying to get the ball back and just went in late.
Yeah,
foul.
a little bit of frustration. I think Sac Republic are doing a really good job of defending with numbers, making sure that Reno can't overload the field. I mean, the function of a 4-4-2 diamond is it's so narrow, and Reno, how they attack, they try to overload one side of the field. So if you can if you can defend them without letting them switch the ball, which of course is the big if.
That's a giant if, I would say.
It's a giant. It is, because Reno can quickly play the ball out and suddenly they're through on the opposite side, and they're really good at that.
That they are. They just continue to punish teams that make mistakes against them, which is something we haven't seen tonight. Republic made a couple of mistakes playing an offside trap and getting beat on it, and Reno could not capitalize, which is not something you see very often from this potent offense.
No, but Reno do create a lot of chances, so that won't be the only chance you'll see here tonight.
Let's hope not. I want some goals. Goals are more fun in soccer.
They are.
And Reno again going to play from the back. Republic backing off just a little bit. Both teams' fan sections very rowdy in this first half hour of this match. Of course, the visiting Tower Bridge Battalion has had a little bit more to cheer for. That could change in a couple of seconds. Shot goes, and it's Evan Newton on the save. A little bit of a rush shot, I thought there. Maybe play through to Weehan, but nonetheless, you want to put as many shots on goal as possible right now.
I actually thought it was an excellent decision by Brent Richards. Chris Weehan's dummy gave Richards the space, and his run pulled the two Sacramento center backs with him. So Brent Richards had a free shot on top of the box. And he would want to do more to try and find the corner there.
I always like disagreeing with my broadcast partner. I think it makes for a better show. I'm going to try and disagree with you the rest of the night.
All right.
I'm just kidding. I won't do that. Von Niederhausen throws in, and it's going to go all the way back to Chris Christian. He plays to Hall. Hall gets it to Horde, being pressured by Kasipli, and it's going to go all the way back to Evan Newton. Newton's distribution, a very underrated part of his game. Of course, he has the large body and the athleticism to be able to make the athletic saves that you need to do as a goalie, but his foot distribution is, I think, top notch.
It's an important part of being a modern goalkeeper. There's gone are the days where you just send it back to the keeper and he hits it and hopes for the best. Coaches want a goalkeeper who can find the pass, try and find an option out wide, or spring a counterattack. And having a goalkeeper who you can trust your feet is huge for a defense.
The dream, of course, is Manuel Neuer being able to play sweeper keeper, a coach's dream, and sometimes often a nightmare. But as we all know, Manuel Neuers don't grow on trees.
No, they don't. And playing a sweeper keeper is a risky strategy, because if you get caught, you're done for. But someone like Manuel Neuer, he plays that role with perfection.
He has perfected it, as Kiffy does well on the left side. Now it's Espino playing it in for Bijev. Bijev sends it to Partain. He's looking out wide for Horde. Horde has to chase this one down. Big bodies in the box. Ochoa looking to find space. Horde gonna look to cross this in, gets it, and it's gonna be played out for a corner kick. Good defense there from Reno.
Sac Republic's two fullbacks have looked really dangerous going forward. Horde and Kiffy now a few times have been able to get to that byline and put a cross in. And of course, Sammy Ochoa has looked dangerous in the air as well.
Yeah, that's always been the strength of this Republic team and their 4-year existence, is their fullbacks getting out wide and attacking your fullbacks and getting crosses in. It's where they do their best work. And that is no different from this squad tonight, as James Kiffy's going to send this in. His powerful left foot. A little lofted. Chris Christian there on the backside, couldn't get to it. Now it's Luis Espino. He's going to send it in. And Clementa made the near post run there, and it went right over him and into the hands of Matt Bersano. Bersano looks to start this. Chris Wehan streaking. And he does well to get to it. And it looked like a little bit of a rugby match broke out there. Wehan upset with that side referee. He had made comments earlier on with a foul he thought should have been called, and now kicks it away. Jeremy Hall, yes, Wehan did get a tug of his jersey and pulled him down. That was him.
Yeah, a bit of a battle there, and Chris Wehan, a little bit of frustration, tugs Jeremy Hall down with him. But speaking of goalkeepers who can initiate a counterattack, how about that ball from Matt Bersano?
I mean, I talked about Newton's distribution. That's about as perfect a distributed pass you can have from a goalkeeper right there. Just dropped it, swung his right foot through it, and Wehan was able to run right on it. And the only man back was Jeremy Hall, who I thought did really well in that scenario. But you said it, that's the perfect type of goalkeeping play you want.
Yeah, that was really well handled by Jeremy Hall, covering for Chris Christian, who was coming back from that corner kick.
And Bersano ranks 3rd in the USL this season with 9 of Reno's 10 clean sheets. And Bersano recently spent time with the San Jose Earthquakes, was a backup keeper in their away match at DC United. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, he actually is a San Jose Earthquakes goalkeeper. He's their 3rd choice goalkeeper, and David Bingham had a bit of an injury, so Matt Bersano was able to travel to DC United and sit on the bench.
Horde swings his right foot through this one. Bijev goes airborne. And him and Ockford look like they got tangled up. Ockford holding his shin. Bijev kneeling down. Ockford in clear frustration mode.
Yeah. Look, both of them look like they're in a great deal of pain, and both Paul Buckle and Ian Russ will be real worried heading into playoffs, because Jimmy Ockford, the captain, and William Bijev, top scorer, these two players, neither team want to lose.
Yeah, you can't afford to lose either of these guys, and both of them are on their feet. Looked like Ockford took a knock in his back and then went to ground. Maybe took a bad step coming down. Couldn't really tell what happened to Bijev. Just a physical play. I think both of them got knocked up a bit, but they are back on their feet, and Bersano waiting for a goal kick. New West, brought to you by Coors Light. The bigger the mountain, the better the reward. Whatever your mountain, climb on. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Great beer, great responsibility.
A little bit of a miscommunication there between Kip Colby and Seth Kasipli. Kip Colby thought Kasipli was continuing his overlap. Well, Kasipli dropped back for a bit of support, so it'll be a Sacramento throw-in here.
There's Tullagrasa playing forward. Now it's going to be out wide to Von Niederhausen. He's got men in the box. He's going to send this in far post. Openo falls to his feet. Clementa does well to block it away. And now it'll be cleared away by Elliot Horde. Another dangerous cross from Nick Von Niederhausen.
Yeah, fantastic early delivery from Nick Von Niederhausen. Finds Openo on the far post. Openo tries to head it back across, but it then falls back to him, and he tries to play it across again. Openo's been a little selfless today, a little more selfless than he could be, I think. Between the ball across to Brent Richards and that there, you almost would want to see him just try and take a shot himself.
Now this is out wide. Gets crossed in. Clementa clears the poor cross away. Now it's out wide with Openo. He sends it in. And Richards looked like he pulled up at the last second. Might have been able to make a near post run, but Newton had snuffed that out well and came to claim it.
Yeah, dangerous ball from Openo. One of those that are low and hard and driven, tough for the goalkeeper to read, but Newton does it really well.
And Newton clears it downfield. Spino and Luis Felipe battling there. Grassa sends it out wide to Nick Von Niederhausen. Reno looking to take charge. Niederhausen in to Brent Richards. He plays it out wide to Luis Felipe. Oh, what a shot! And it's still not done. This is Openo into Richards, and Richards gets ahead on goal, and Evan Newton does fantastic goalkeeping work there to keep his clean sheet. But boy, oh boy, you keep giving Reno these chances, they will capitalize. Boy, do they look dangerous.
Yeah, and that was a tricky shot to handle. Luis Felipe's shot has so much dip and swerve to it. Newton reads it late, doesn't quite handle it, and then Openo puts a great cross to Brent Richards, and Newton does really well to tip it over his bar.
And initially, I thought that Luis Felipe's shot was deflected. It was not. That was just a fantastic shot as Reno gets another shot. And it's still live. Ockford goes airborne. Clementa does well to clear it away for this moment. This one's going to go over the bar, and Evan Newton put it over the bar. So it's going to be a corner kick. Man, it's panic time here for Republic.
Yeah, Reno are really peppering in their goal right now, and that goal line clearances tips over the crossbar from Newton. This isn't how they would want to be defending right now. It's really nerve-wracking stuff, but they hold on to the 1-0 lead so far, 36 minutes in.
And Wien's cross came in low. Jeremy Hall was able to control it, and now he plays it all the way back downfield to give Republic's defenders a breath of fresh air. Boy, oh boy, this Reno team has so many weapons, and you factor in the Dane Kelly's not on the field right now, and Reno still looks like a potent offense. It's not a one-man show here in Reno. It's this entire offense can hurt you.
No, it really is a function of how Reno play. I mean, Dane Kelly, he does have 18 goals, leads the USL, but Reno as a team, so many goals. I mean, they score and score and score. I mean, Dane Kelly usually is the one who opens up the scoring, but then they continue even if he does get subbed out early. So, I mean, this team can score goals even without him, but they're missing him today, I think.
And now it gets played back to Ockford. Reno would love to grab a goal back and go into the half tied. Never really want to go into half down. Not the ideal mode for a halftime speech, whether you're a player or a coach, more importantly, a fan.
No, but even
as Richard sends in a not a powerful header, I would say, a pretty weak header, and Evan Newton has an easy time collecting that one.
Yeah, that's a tough one for Brent Richards because it's behind him, because it's difficult to backtrack like that and still generate the power. So easy for Evan Newton there. But even if Reno go into this at halftime still down 1-0, it's important to remember that they are on the front foot and there's a whole 45 minutes left to play for them. I mean, now it's a whole almost 50 minutes, so Reno will still feel confident going in at halftime.
Blackwood does his best to go around Luis Felipe, but then Ockford there to clean it up. Tyler Blackwood, another one of those dangerous players you don't want to let get going and get momentum. He's a very talented dribbler of the ball and is always looking to score.
That was really well handled from Clementa. He broke down 2 quick Reno counterattacks right there.
There's Antoine Openo gets away with a bit of a shove as Kiffey plays it in. Another dangerous ball from James Kiffey. Not a guy I would leave open on the left side of the pitch. Now it's with Matt LaGrassa. He plays it into Seth Kasipli, who then sends it out wide to Nick Von Niederhauser. Another guy I would not give time and space to. Now Kiffey steps over and marks his defensive counterpart.
Yeah, with both teams playing pretty narrowly, this has been a game for the fullbacks. All 4 fullbacks have been able to push into space, try and whip crosses in. It's been a game for them to attack that space.
As Bijev looking for a foul on Ockford. Those two have been connected through this entire match. Now it's out wide. Reno has guys in the box. It's Wian out there. He does get across through one defender, but Clementa is there to clear it away. Fans, the USL is one of the most prominent second division professional leagues in the world, featuring some of the game's top talent and rising stars. Stay up to date with all the latest league news and information by visiting www.uslsoccer.com and follow them on Twitter @USL. As Chris Wehan is getting ready to send this one in. It's going to be an in-swinger. It's going to be short. And Bijev does well to clear it all the way back. You mentioned earlier, Chris Wehan, free kick specialist. Not so tonight. He's had a couple be cleared away quite easily. I wouldn't be surprised to see if that changes the second half. I'm sure he'll get a couple good ones in there.
Yeah, he's had a few really good free kick deliveries. I think his corners have failed to beat the first man a couple of times now, but give him more chances, and he's going to find the head of someone like Brenton Griffiths or Jimmy Ockford.
As Blackwood was able to counterattack, gets it a Hall. Hall upset with LaGrassa's challenge, thought it was a bit late. Referee shakes him off, says continue playing. And Christian sends it across the pitch to Emre Clementa, wearing the captain's armband tonight, as he has done ever since Republic FC's captain Danny Barrera went down with an injury. A huge hole in the Republic FC midfield that they've spent most of the year trying to fill. Barrera, a very large part of Republic FC's success throughout its history. He's been a tough player to replace, but guys like Luis Espino, Hayden Partain, Jeremy Hall, Augustine Cazares, they've all stepped up and tried to fill that void.
Yeah, I think that's why.
And we've got a goal. They did it. Chris Wean, the assist master, gets the goal. Just lovely play from Reno 1868 FC right there. Tic-tac-toe, the equalizing goal.
And that was a great little 1-2 between Chris Wehan and Brent Richards. And Chris Wehan, all he has to do is get a toe on it, and he just pokes it past Newton there for a goal. Well done from the front runner for USL Rookie of the Year.
And you mentioned it, it was Chris Christian there who came off of his line and got beat on that second pass. Seth Kasipli sending it in for Richards, and Richards wasting no time and trying to sprint Chris Wehan. And Wehan does well just to poke it past Evan Newton. A perfect Reno 1868 FC goal because it was teamwork. They all played a part in it. It's not one guy on this offense. It's the entire squad.
Absolutely. When this attack, when they can combine with each other, get those quick one-touch passing and moving, it's so hard to defend against. And Chris Wehan's able to slip through and put it away there.
And we saw the shot of Paul Buckle and his coaching staff on the sideline. A bit dejected, giving up the 1-goal lead. I'm sure he'll have words with Chris Christian at halftime about that one. But nonetheless, just before halftime, Reno equalizes. Two pretty solid goals from both these teams. And I would venture to guess that that's not the last goal of tonight's match.
No, here at Greater Nevada Field, it very rarely is. So many goals happen here at this stadium, and Reno on the front foot, feeling confident they can go ahead and grab some more.
And they're looking to do just that as Clementa gets over and clears it away. That goal, of course, brought to you by Audi Reno Tahoe, as all goals are brought to you by them. And what would be a change for you in Republic FC's defense in the second half? What would you go into the squad room saying?
I would make sure that they stay tight together. They don't leave those space in the channels between the fullback and the center back, and the midfield gets tighter to players like Chris Weehan, because if he picks up the ball in front of the defense and the defense has to step, that's when Reno are going to find those gaps.
Any changes you would make for Reno at halftime?
No, I think they're feeling confident. I think a little bit of a shaky goal, but they so far have looked good at attacking, have been controlling possession, and I think they just need to watch the fullbacks runs a little more, which, I mean, it's tough when it's fullback versus fullback when someone like Nick von Niederhausen has to track Blackwood as well.
Oh boy, Luis Felipe sends a cross in, and Openo tried almost like a scissor kick sideways and actually got his foot on it, which was impressive. Just couldn't redirect it on goal. But man, Reno on the front foot. They are not satisfied with one goal.
No, they never are. But that was just a bit of an awkward ball for Openo, a little bit behind him. He tries to get the outside of his boot on it, but you see, can't direct it towards goal there.
Openo always dangerous on that far post. Luis Felipe doing an excellent job of sending it. And Jeremy Hall earns a foul. Not a card, just a foul.
Yeah, him and Jeremy Hall and Chris Weehan have had quite a battle out here in this first half.
As they have the two midfield men, and Luis Espino has been active in the midfield, showing off his dance moves. He sends it to Partain, plays it out wide for James Kiffey. Just about the 45th minute. As Christian plays it out wide to Clementa. New West, brought to you by Coors Light. What would we be without our mountains? Without the things that push us further and call us higher? Whatever your mountain, climb on. Greater beer, great responsibility. As Horde plays it inside to Hall. Hall to Bijev. It's back to Bijev as we get the announcement that there are 3 minutes of stoppage time as Reno goes on a bit of a counterattack. They've got numbers if they want them. And Chris Christian snuffs it out for the moment. Richards does well to get back to it, and it's cleared away by Clementa to Hall, and now it's a Horde.
Yeah, that was excellent from Clementa to cover for Chris Christian there. He senses the danger on that loose ball and does a really good job of making the tackle there when Brent Richards was ready to pounce as well.
Something that has endeared Clementa to the fan base of Sacramento Republic FC. He's always around the ball, always making smart decisions. He's come up with timely goals, and he wears the captain's armband well. And now Partain plays it out wide. This is Kiffey. I would expect Reno to keep a stronger eye on him the rest of this match as Oxford loses his footing, marking Blackwood, but is able to be the first guy to the ball. And Reno looks to counterattack as Luis Felipe sends it out wide. Seth Kasipli making the run. Weehan and Richards up top with Openo out on the right. Felipe sends it to Kasipli. And Partain kicks it out of play. And again, we are keeping an eye on the other USL matches, but there is a likelihood that these two teams will meet same place, almost same time next Saturday in the first round of playoffs. And you've got to think that that factors into the decisions made at halftime, to the substitutions made in the second half, maybe to the defensive strategy as Chris Christian does well to clear that away. But you've got to keep that in mind if you're about to play this team in the playoffs. You don't really want to show your full hand. Of course, both these teams have already qualified for the playoffs, so there's not really a do-or-die attitude here. Maybe you keep that in your mind.
Yeah, you definitely do. You don't want to show your hand, but I think both teams want to go finish this game with the upper hand. I think they both want to finish it and saying, we're the team on top right now come next week if this same matchup does happen.
As Evan Newton steps up to this free kick, he will no doubt boot it long. Looking for Ochoa down here on the touchline. Ochoa does well to redirect that. Bijev and Oxford again in an aerial battle. Now it gets played to the middle. Hayden Partain does well to win that one. It's Brenton Griffiths to clear it away. Jeremy Hall on the ball now. Now out to Horde. And He's dispossessed. Reno has a chance here, and it's with Richards. Richards tried to make Chris Christian. Unsuccessful. Chris Wehan now sends it to Richards. Richards takes a shot, and he sends it wide. But a good chance there from Reno just before halftime. Chris Wehan always with his eyes up, looking to find people. Richards takes that one touch and just sends it wide.
Yeah, Chris Wehan does so well on the second ball here. That's when Reno sends so many numbers forward. Even if you win the initial header, someone like Chris Wehan's there to keep the attack going, and he finds Brent Richards, who puts it just wide there.
Saw Ian Russell there. He is no doubt satisfied with the one goal. But no doubt, both these coaches will be pleased with a 1-1 draw at halftime, and that is what we've reached. The end of the first half. Sacramento Republic FC 1, Reno 1868 FC 1. Quick thoughts?
Reno can feel like they could have a couple more goals here. I think Sacramento, while it has been nerve-wracking, have defended pretty well, have been able to quell the danger a little bit. So I think both sides go in the locker room and figure out how to get that second goal.
Both sides positive going into half. The score 1-1 here at Greater Nevada Field. We will take a short break, come back and recap the full first half and preview what should be an exciting second half. We'll be back.
Hi, I'm Aldo Amato with Reno 1868, here with head coach Ian Russell. Coach, you enter your final regular season match against heated rival Sacramento Republic FC. Key match here, meaning you guys are trying to solidify that second place spot. Tell me what you guys have been focusing on since that 4-1 win over the weekend.
Yeah, for us it's about we got to maintain our fitness. It's kind of a tricky part of the year where you don't want to overwork guys, but you definitely need to maintain. You don't want to catch injuries late in the season. So we've been going hard, but maybe not the duration, a longer duration session. So excited to play the game.
This past weekend, you guys were short at forward, moved Brent Richards to his old natural position at forward. You guys end up scoring 4 goals, including an assist from Brent Richards himself. Tell us how that transition has been, with Dane out, with Brian Brown out, and you guys being short up forward, how you guys were able to execute this pass.
Yeah, so as you said, Brent's, his natural position is a forward. He played at University of Washington, scored a lot of goals there, played at Portland, scored goals there in PDL. I think he may have the record for most goals ever in a PDL season. So he's a natural goal scorer, and one thing with Brent is he's an extremely hard worker, so he puts a lot of pressure defensively on helping our defense in the other team's build out. So he's dangerous in the air, dangerous in the box, works hard. So he's a really good addition up there.
Speaking of goal scoring, you guys have 73 goals on the season. That's 12 more than the most in USL history. You guys are inching closer to the American record of 85. When you came to Reno, did you imagine this many goals being scored in the first season?
Well, no. I knew we'd score a lot of goals because we have a lot of attacking players. You know, Dane Kelly, Brian Brown, Linda Mafeka came and scored goals. Antoine Hoppenhout. Lots of goal scorers. Our center backs can all score goals. Our outside backs can all score goals. So I knew we would score. I didn't imagine that we'd be scoring in the 70s.
Center back and a defender that's actually been one of the key members, Captain Jimmy Ockford. He scored 4 goals this season. That's the most out of any of the top 5 defenders listed by the USL. Is he making a late case for Defender of the Year?
I think so. Jimmy's been strong all year. He did catch an injury early on where he was a little hampered, but since he's been healthy, he's been, in my book, one of the top center backs in this league.
Home field advantage is always key. 82,000 fans during the season at Greater Nevada Field. That's top 5 in the USL. Wow. You know, is that something to be, everybody should hang their hat on here?
Yeah, we'd love to play every game at home. You know, we have a great following, great supporters group. So the fact that we have a game at home in our first playoff game is going to be excellent. Hopefully we can get another one, but that's kind of out of our hands. So let's win that first one and see what happens.
Well, Coach, thanks for talking with us today, and
all right.
Good luck.
Thanks, Aldo.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
We cannot be bystanders.
We can stop to make sure someone is okay.
We can warn someone when their drink isn't safe.
And disrupt the situation.
We can
get someone the cab.
Or walk them home safely.
We can make campuses safer for our friends.
Our roommates.
Our classmates. Our fellow human beings.
We cannot be bystanders.
We can intervene.
It's on us.
All of us.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation.
America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
As we enter the final 2 weeks of the 2017 USL regular season, the playoff race is coming down to the wire. In one of the final games of Week 28, the Charleston Battery claimed the point they needed to clinch a spot in the postseason through Evio Cordovez's late equalizer, which earned a 1-1 draw at Ottawa Fury FC. Another sellout crowd at Papa Murphy's Park of 11,569 fans saw Sacramento Republic FC close out its home slate on a high note Saturday night, with a 2-0 victory that ended Phoenix Rising FC's 11-game undefeated streak. With the win, Republic FC now needs just 1 point to claim a 4th consecutive trip to the USL Cup playoffs. At the top of the Western Conference, Real Monarchs SLC struck early in the second half and twice before the final whistle on the road to down Reno 1868 FC 3-0 to put one hand on the USL regular season championship. 1 more point is all that's needed for the Monarchs to claim the first silverware in their history. One of the scorers for the Monarchs in Reno was Chandler Hoffman, who is again firmly in the middle of the race for the USL Golden Boot with 16 goals this season. Everyone is still chasing Reno 1868 FC's Dane Kelly, though, as the Jamaican continues to lead the way with 18 goals in what looks now like a 3-player race that also features Hoffman and the Charlotte Independence's Enzo Martinez, who also sits on 16 goals. With 2 games remaining for all 3 players, the award remains up for grabs as the regular season nears its conclusion. For USL Network, I'm Morgan Conklin.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made home ownership happen. Homeschooling yourself on loans, beefing up your credit score.
So I'm pre-approved.
You were like, yes! Sorry. Color coding listings, ticking boxes, and flushing every toilet in a 20-mile radius. Home sweet home. You aced house hunting. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent. We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness. I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
Tickets to the Western Conference quarterfinals through the final round are on sale now. Get your tickets at Reno1868fc.com.
And we are back. It is halftime here at Greater Nevada Field in Reno, Nevada. We are tied 1-1 between the visiting Sacramento Republic FC and the home side, Reno 1868 FC. We had 2 goals in that first half, a lot of near misses. We're going to take a look at some highlights here.
The first 2,000 fans through the Rotunda gate will receive a free hand clapper.
And this first one, the goal by Republic, just a beautiful cross from James Kiffey, and Sammy Ochoa does no wrong with the shots.
Yeah, Clemente does so well to find Kiffey in space in the corner, and Kiffey shows a little patience for Ochoa to make his run and then puts in a great ball there for Ochoa to head home.
Kiffey with that dangerous left foot, always looking to cross the ball into the box. So Republic jumps up early 1-0, and Reno had chances early on to get it back. That's Brent Richards missing just wide. This is the best chance, as Openo sends it across to Richards, and Richards misses it. Chris Wien on the free kick goes all the way through to the far post, and Ockford almost chests it in. And now this is Felipe Luis, and it almost buckled Evan Newton's knees and went in. And then the cross back into Richards. And here it is, the equalizer. Kasipli to Wien, and Wien does the rest with Richards on the assist. Just an awesome poke shot.
Yeah, this is what Reno 1868 do best right here. Just the quick passing and moving, able to get the 1-2 between Weehan and Richards, and Weehan puts it away past Newton. Really they're so quick, and it's so hard to defend against because the ball's one person and then another, and Chris Christian, he steps because he's not quite sure what to do, and Weehan finds the space in behind.
An excellent team goal there for Reno as they do equalize just before halftime. And they do go to the half tied 1-1. And like I said, at the end of the first half, I don't believe we're done with the scoring in this match. With how potent Reno's offense is and how strong Republic has looked on the attack, I don't think we're done with the scoring tonight.
Yeah, I don't think so either. There's still a lot of time to play left in this second half, and both teams will be hungry for a win. Sac Republic to try and get that 6th place spot to play here again next week, and Reno for bragging rights and to make sure that doesn't happen.
And Reno has locked in the number 3 seed with San Antonio winning earlier tonight. So Reno will host regardless next week. They will be the number 3 seed. They await who they will play. Still a possibility it could be Sacramento Republic FC. Of course, Republic would need a victory here tonight, as Tulsa has already lost their match, but they would have to wait till tomorrow to find out their fate, with the OKC match hanging in the balance. As we see Evan Newton warming up for the second half. Any major drastic changes to the Republic attack? I know we talked about it earlier. They went up a goal. Maybe they play a little conservatively. It looked like they had changed it. They brought off that high pressure just a little bit. Do you think they make any changes?
I think they continue playing how they do until about the 60th minute or so, and then I think they're going to try it and bring in someone like Trevin Caesar to get a little more pace behind this back line, this Reno back line.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see the moves that Paul Buckle makes in this second half. See how aggressively he wants to chase that second goal. Of course, with Reno, if you go and chase a second goal, you always leave yourself open to their potent attack, getting on the counter attack. Any changes for Reno?
I don't believe so. I mean, they've already made one change with Lindo Mafeka, unfortunately having to come off in the 15th minute. So I think they try to hold what they're doing. Possibly resting Openo for next week, possibly resting Chris Weehan, since 3rd place is already locked up. I think at that point it's resting the key players for Reno.
And that brings on the interesting discussion of rest versus rust. Yes, they did get their run in right now, but you run the risk of getting a little bit lethargic if you bring those guys off, and maybe the chemistry gets thrown off a little bit. Of course, with an offense this good, you don't really have to worry about that too much, but that's something to factor in. Maybe you take Openo off, and maybe the offense loses a little bit and they lose a little confidence. You always want to go into the playoffs feeling your best and playing your best. Maybe you leave your top guys on it and go for the win here tonight, just for the sheer fact that they want to go into the playoffs on the strong foot.
Yeah, definitely. You always want to go into playoffs in a good run of form. You always want to end the season on a win. It lifts the spirits. It makes them feel good. So we might not see any changes, but I imagine giving Brian Brown a little bit of a run up. He's missed the last couple weeks with a hamstring injury, so I think giving him a bit of match fitness would be beneficial for Ian Russell. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him come in the last 20 minutes or so.
Wouldn't be surprised to see him. I wouldn't be surprised to see Mackenzie Pridham come into this match, former Republic player. We'll see how aggressive each one of these coaches is in going for that second goal. Who knows? Maybe they're both content with a 1-1 draw. I doubt it, but I think we'll see early on in the second half just what the changes were at halftime. Maybe there isn't a change, but I think we'll see who's really going to go for the second goal.
I think Paul Buckle will start to push a little more. I think not quite in the beginning of the second half, but if Reno gets more and more frustrated, he's going to try and get that second goal. I think he's going to want to finish as high up in a playoff spot as he can. I mean, especially if they gain a win here, coming again next week would be huge for them.
And then you do have to factor in this part of the discussion as you see Reno warming up for this second half. Sac Republic just getting onto the field, getting their warm-ups in. You have to factor in maybe Paul Buckle and his staff don't want to see Reno next week. Maybe they play a little, we're going to ease off this match. We don't want to come back here next Saturday. Maybe there's a little bit of gamesmanship in that. If you ask me, I wouldn't want to play this offense in the playoff game. I mean, regardless, when you go down lower in the standings, it means you play better teams. We all know how good Real Monarchs are. But maybe that factors in. Maybe Buckle says, this isn't a good matchup for us. We don't want him. I don't think that's how he's going to think, but, I mean, that's human element. Maybe that comes into play.
And it certainly is something to think about. I mean, if you run San Antonio and Real Monarchs definitely aren't any easier, I think. And if you come to Reno, at least you can have that fan base behind you that may not travel. They could travel to Salt Lake. That's only a 10-hour drive, but certainly don't see them traveling in numbers to San Antonio. So that could also factor in, but I mean, no one wants to play this Reno attack here at Greater Nevada Field in the first round of playoffs. I mean, they're a team that is so good here at home. Have only lost 2 games all season, one last week and one going back all the way to March 25th, their first game of the season when they were brand new as a team. They weren't quite clicking yet, but now they're on fire, and everyone wants to avoid them in playoffs.
Yeah, this is definitely a tough place to come and play and try and get a result, especially in a playoff atmosphere. As you hear the PA getting everyone riled up for the beginning of the second half. Again, I am Sean Steinmel doing play-by-play here tonight with Colin Tabor doing color commentary. We are very happy to be here, and we are excited for this second half as Reno starts off with the ball.
And it looks like Sacramento are pressing high to begin with. We see 4 attacking players all surrounding Nick von Niederhausen. Reno plays the ball out wide, and they press with numbers right then to try and win it back.
Yeah, I would not be surprised to see Tyler Blackwood maintaining his position he has right now, up high, putting pressure on the defensive line with a little bit more pace. Of course, you'd like to have Ochoa up there as a target man for headers and controlling the ball down, but Ochoa's not a guy who's going to beat you with his pace moving the defensive line, but Blackwood is, and that might sink those Reno center backs a little bit deeper. Interesting to keep an eye on that of how Blackwood and Ochoa line up.
Yeah, it looks like Blackwood is coming more centrally with Bijev playing in behind. It almost looks like they're trying to match Reno's diamond with their own 4-4-2 diamond here to begin this second half.
As Chris Christian snuffs that out, and it's with Espino. Espino sends it out wide to Bartain, who has space if he wants it. He looks forward, and there's that pressure. Although that ball didn't work, the defense has to take note of that. Blackwood sprinting at the defensive line and a ball coming through. You have to respect that. Blackwood can beat you on that. Maybe that plays into the mindset of the Reno defense that they can't come forward as much because they know Blackwood is that threat, and the Sac Republic midfield is going to look forward on that.
Yeah, definitely. I think Reno are going to be a little more wary on the counterattack. Sac Republic didn't have so many opportunities. Their opportunities did come when they possessed the ball and then sent the fullbacks forward. So now it looks like they're going to try and send Blackwood early, and that was really well handled from Espino. He was able to beat the press, find Partain into space, just like we're seeing now. And then Partain sent that ball to Blackwood, and now Horde.
Yeah, I'm seeing some very nice patience from the Republic midfield tonight. They haven't really rushed themselves. They've looked for the right pass, and just kind of been a solid performance from the Sac Republic midfield tonight.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Jeremy Hall is really the leader of that midfield. He's very good at keeping possession, hardly ever misplaces a pass at all, and he keeps that midfield ticking, and he brings the best out of Espino and Partain.
As Bijev shows some nifty footwork, was about to get a shot off when it was deflected off of his knee, and Bersano had to track back into his own netting to make sure that ball was going out of play, and he's rewarded with a goal kick. Plays it out wide. Now it's back in the middle, and Clementa does well to dispossess. This could be dangerous. Clementa charging with the ball. He plays it out wide to Bijev. Bijev's going to look left. He looks inside for Ochoa. Ochoa gets it underneath his feet, not necessarily the best place he wanted. Ochoa does well. No, he does not. He's going to get called for a foul and get shown a yellow card.
Yeah, Ochoa's real late into the back of Matt LaGrassa there as Matt LaGrassa tries to send Brent Richards through. He's a little slow to get up there, but definitely a yellow card there.
Yellow card issued in the 48th minute.
Again, I would say that had a little bit of frustration in it. Ochoa losing the ball at his feet. Didn't want to make that counterattack happen on the part of him. And he did his best to try and steal that away from him, but he took out the cleats.
Yeah, that's just a case of what's called a professional foul, where you intentionally make the foul to break up the counterattack. You take the yellow, you know that you did it for the good of the team, and you walk away. I mean, it's intentional foul. No, not trying to harm Matt LaGrassa at all, but just trying to stop that counterattack from happening.
Bit of a tactical foul there from Ochoa as Reno gets going, and Clementa again with a great dispossession. Something he's just excellent at. Now the ball is loose in the midfield. There's Weehan there, plays to LaGrassa. LaGrassa to Sipley. Sipley out wide to Luis Felipe. And Clementa again does well to snuff that out. It's out to Nick von Niederhauser.
There's another case of Reno's quick passing and moving, and it almost came off, but Openo left that ball for Weehan, who was a little bit behind Chris Christian there.
Now Richards in the middle.
Really well done by Clementa. Clementa's been fantastic tonight.
I mean, that's 4 in a row in the span of about a minute and a half as Republic looks to counterattack William Bijev. And his pass cannot get through Luis Felipe as Blackwood was waiting in the middle. You said it, Emma Clementa has come to the defense of Sacramento Republic FC numerous times tonight. He has done fantastic.
And created the goal too with the diagonal switch to Kiffy. He's had a great game so far tonight.
He has a bit of a misplay here. This is onside. Brent Richards tries to meg Evan Newton. Evan Newton gets to the first ball, does not get to the second one. Antoine Openo does, and he puts it away for the second goal of the night for Reno. Tough play from Newton, but man, Antoine Openo deserved that goal.
And Brent Richards all alone has so much time. Looks up, almost too much time. Newton makes the save, but Openo's there to pounce on the rebound, and he puts it away to give a 2-1 lead here to Reno 1868.
And just as we were singing the praises of Emmer Clementa, he gets beat on a long ball. Evan Newton coming all the way over. Chris Christian there looking at the side referee. I'm not sure that wasn't offside. It looked pretty darn close. But nonetheless, Richards beats the offside trap, gets that first shot off. Newton makes I would say, a pretty good first save. But Openo, first guy to the ball, sends it right past James Kiffy and into the back of the net. That goal, of course, presented by Audi Reno Tahoe, and it's a big one. It puts Reno ahead 2-1 in the 52nd minute.
Yeah, Brent Richards was so far ahead of the defense. You almost do want to question the linesman there. I'd like to see a second look at it, but I mean, I think Richards just caught the back line stepping while he went forward and just timed it just right to go through there.
And I think from the sideline referee's perspective, he saw Clementa step forward to try and step in front of that pass. And I think because of that, it gave Richards a step that might have been offsides, but Clementa made it look like he was still onside because he was a foot behind, then stepped forward. I mean, that's a tough call regardless for a side referee. It's not an enviable job to make a call like that. It was as close as it gets, from our perspective at least. But nonetheless, Republic still had a chance to stop that goal. Reno 1868 FC just looked like they wanted that ball more.
Yeah, they did. And Openo, he was so relentless on catching up with Richards and getting on the end of that rebound there. I mean, that's something that Openo does. He gets on to second balls. He fights for everything. And he's everywhere in that attack, as we see make a run that Chris Christian takes him down on.
Yeah, you want to talk about frustration. You look at that replay again with Chris Christian. He had a nice little shoulder barge there for Openo. I don't think he was very happy about that goal being scored. He's getting talked to by the referee. I don't know how Chris Christian is complaining about this one, as he is awarded a yellow card. I thought that was pretty clearly a foul late. I don't see how he can argue that was not a yellow card.
Yeah, and now it's worrisome for Reno. Antoine Openo's holding his shoulder. It looks like
there's no play on the ball there.
No play on the ball. Chris Christian just barrels into him and really catches Openo on the shoulder there. He's slow to get up. He's hurting right where Christian hit him.
Not the guy you want to see go down for Reno. The go-ahead goal scorer just a few moments ago.
Definitely not. And you see in the background Mackenzie Pridham starting to warm up. We might see him earlier than expected.
Man, you can just tell Openo is in some pain right now. Took that shot from Chris Christian. You can see it on the face of Ian Russell. He's furious.
Yeah, Ian Russell's really frustrated with that challenge from Chris Christian. He knows how important Antoine Openo is to this attack. And with Dane Kelly still recovering from injury, he could be without his 2 starting strikers next week. He could be with both of them. We still don't know. We'll have to see how Openo recovers.
Right now, all Ian Russell can think about is closing out this game and the fantastic opening regular season for Reno, as Ockford almost gets a deflection goal there. Very dangerous free kick, and Ockford does well to send it back. It's Chris Wehan again on the free kick, and Ockford kicks it off of Chris Christian's knee. Christian got in front of that, but man, I'm sure Ockford would want that one back.
Yeah, and it looks like the linesman actually called it for offside, so I mean, in the same exact position as a goal kick, but it looks like he was in an offside position.
And I think because it took that deflection initially, it might have pushed him a little bit off, but man, that was dangerous again from a Chris Wehan free kick. He's just so darn good at doing that.
Yeah, he puts in some really dangerous balls. Jimmy Ockford ran off the initial Chris Wehan free kick, and Brenton Griffiths flicked it forward, so Jimmy Ockford was offside by then. Now we see a substitution with Mac Pridham coming in for Antoine Openo. Second substitution Ian Russell has had to make because of injury tonight, something he won't be happy about. Lindo Mafeka and Antoine Openo are so important to the Reno attack, along with Dane Kelly, who we've already spoken about.
As Ochoa almost had a chance on goal there with the cross, but Mackenzie Pridham into this match. Another former Republic player, a couple of links between these two sides. This great budding rivalry in Reno's inaugural season that has gone about as well as you could have wanted to go. Pridham making a run here. He gets double teamed and almost gets another one. That's not bad for your first touch in the game.
Oh, what a great run from Mac Pridham. Outpaces both Horde and Chris Christian and then puts it just wide, but right away he's in on the action, getting behind the defense, running the channels, and he almost gets a goal there.
Very iffy couple of minutes here for Chris Christian. Of course, with the yellow card and the hard challenge of Openo, sending him out of the match. And I'm sure Pridham wanted to make him feel a little bit worse for that yellow card and go after that goal. Of course, the substitution brought to you by Les Schwab Tire Center. Mackenzie Pridham on for Antoine Openo. And we hope Openo will be all right for next Saturday's playoff match. You can catch 1868 FC in their pursuit of the USL Playoff Cup October 21st at Greater Nevada Field. Kickoff is at 5:25 p.m. Get your tickets now at Reno1868FC.com. And now it's Horde out here on the right wing. Back to Clementa. Reno now showing some high pressure as Clementa sends it deep. And it's going to go all the way to Nick von Niederhausen. Pressured there by Luis Espino. cleared away. It looks like Republic is going to make a substitution, and it is number 8, Wilson Nisha, just getting healthy, getting back into the squad. He will replace Tyler Blackwood. A very speedy forward Wilson Nisha is. He's known as the Arden Archer in Sacramento. Tower Bridge Battalion showing him some love walking in. And that Battleborn Brigade is going crazy over there. Ever since that second goal, they've been making some noise right behind the goal.
Yeah, they certainly have. They have so much support for this team here in Reno. They really latched on and really loved this team from the beginning, even when they struggled initially. But now, I mean, their support is paying dividends with watching the best attack in United States soccer.
Like I was saying earlier before Pridham got that counterattack, you might have another one here. If you had told Reno fans, coaches, and players that this is how their first season would go, I think every one of them would have been okay with it. This has been a dream inaugural season for this club, and going into the playoffs, hopefully they can maintain the momentum. But man, you talk about the goal scoring record and the numerous guys getting assists and goals and the defense holding up strong. About as good as the first year can go.
Yeah, especially with, first 5 games for Reno ended with 2 draws and 3 losses. They were at the foot of the table, the very bottom. And a lot of people wrote this team off, but ever since then they have been on fire, and they've shown to be one of the best teams in all of USL, not only the West.
And of course, if we're going to talk about dream inaugural seasons, we might as well mention the other team playing here tonight. They did walk away with a championship in the USL their first year.
It's important to remember how good Sac Republic have been in their history in USL. I mean, they've been the poster child for the league, really, with huge attendances, great success, especially early on. And I mean, they're a team that the whole city has really latched onto.
As Chris Christian with another physical play. Wouldn't be surprised if he gets another yellow. That's how he's playing. Wilson Nisha out wide, showing him off his speed. Again, been out for a little while. He's just come back into the side. So maybe this is a look forward towards the playoffs for Coach Paul Buckle, seeing if Nisha can play full half hour, maybe come in as a super sub. If he does well here, maybe he cracks the starting lineup in their playoff matchup in the first round. But a good test for him to come into a situation like this where Republic needs a goal to draw, as Pridham is offsides.
I mean, Mac Pridham was offsides, but it just shows the work and transition that Chris Weehan has. Reno wins the ball and finds Chris Weehan, and Weehan immediately is running at the Sac Republic defenders and tries to slip Mac Pridham through. But as we see from the lines, and Mac Pridham was in an offside position there.
Yeah, the most dangerous midfielders in soccer are the ones that can dribble with their eyes up and are willing to make any pass. And that's Chris Weehan. That's why he's been so spectacular in his rookie year. As Partain gets a little fancy. He's dispossessed. Now it's back with Jeremy Hall. And it's a bit of a lazy ball to LaGrassa. LaGrassa sends it back to Matt Persano. SiriusXM FC fans, stay up to date on the latest USL news and information from around the league. Tune into USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts, Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on SiriusXM FC, Channel 85. Also, don't forget, SiriusXM FC will air the USL Game of the Week. Please check USLsoccer.com for dates and times. As the ball makes its way all the way back down to Evan Newton, and with Elliot Horde. Reno having to make 2 substitutions in the first hour of this match. Again, not an ideal scenario for Ian Russell and his club, but nonetheless, Reno does hold a 1-goal lead. Republic tallying first after a lovely ball from Clementa out wide to James Kiffey. Kiffey sent it into the box, and Sammy Ochoa snapped down a header for the opening goal. And Reno answered with 2 of their own. As Republic getting into the box. Brent Richards and Chris Weehan and Seth Kasipley linking up for that beautiful first goal. And Reno grabbing the second in the form of Antoine Openo, who had to be subbed off with what appeared to be a shoulder injury from a shoulder barge from Chris Christian. Hopefully he'll be all right. but he made his impact felt on the match, and he leaves with the 1-goal lead as Pridham battles Christian.
Yeah, Antoine Openo is someone who always makes an impact every time he's on the field. That was well read by Horde to see the overlapping run from Kip Colby there. Reno hold on to possession.
And in a forward pairing, like the one you have with Openo and Kelly, you always kind of just assume that, that secondary guy, which I would say is Openo, just benefits from playing with the top guy, who's Dane Kelly. He doesn't necessarily get all the deserved respect that he might have if he was playing with an inferior forward. So it's always interesting to see when, that secondary forward, quote unquote, gets to play without that front guy, that Dane Kelly type forward, and see how they respond to playing with a different partner. Maybe they take the mantle of, that go-to guy. And I think that's exactly what Openo did tonight. He showed that he can be a number 1 guy too. I mean, of course, you're always going to be playing a little bit better when you play with Dane Kelly. He's, such a good goal scorer and forward. But I think Openo proves, time and time again, he's a good enough forward on his own that he needs to deserve some of that credit as well.
He definitely is, and I think you could say that Dane Kelly has benefited from the work that Antoine Openo does. Antoine Openo makes so many runs. He stretches the defense. He charges at people with the ball. He wins the ball high up the field, and he gives Dane Kelly the space he needs to score those goals. And I mean, they have formed such a fantastic partnership over the season. I mean, the two of them have now 30 goals between the two, which is
that seems like an unreal number almost when you talk about two guys with 30 goals. It's hard to fathom how good that is.
Yeah, I mean, they've formed such a great partnership with each other, along with Chris Weehan there supporting them, and Lindo Mafeka. I mean,
and that's the thing, you talk about this forward pair, but then you have to go down the line of all these assist men and all these other guys on Reno that just make this offensive engine chug.
And I think also important to remember Brian Brown, who really is the 3rd choice striker on this team, and he's been fantastic all season as well. He's made an impact whenever he's been called upon. And he's probably the best 3rd choice striker in the league.
As Nebraska dispossesses there. It's with Von Niederhauser, and he goes down. No foul called. Republic going to play the counterattack. It's with Ochoa. Ochoa looks to play it through to Wilson Nishaw. He takes a clip and goes down, and the referee waves no foul. Dangerous play there from Wilson Nishaw.
Yeah, I mean, surprised not to see the foul called on Nick Von Niederhausen there, but Sacramento counter really well, and Sammy Ochoa puts a great ball through to Nishaw. Nishaw, I mean, knows he's not getting to it, so tries a little bit of simulation there and maybe earn a penalty. The ref's not buying it.
Not buying it at all.
Now we see Matt Bersano getting a yellow card. Ref deemed time wasting.
Looks like he might have had a few words for the referee there as well. As Bersano clears it all the way through. And it's going to go all the way back to Newton, who clears it away. Greater Nevada Credit Union, the official sponsor of Greater Nevada Fields. New West, Coors Light, whatever your mountain, climb on. Great beer, great responsibility. Now Republic will get the throw in. A little under a half hour for Republic to go after the equalizer. Reno not looking like they are going to stop looking for a 3rd goal, keeping up with the high pressure. It'll be interesting to see if Reno does pull off that pressure sometime soon to maintain this 1-goal lead.
I think you're already seeing it with Seth Kasipley sitting back next to Matt LaGrassa. It seems like they're having 2 on the base and then letting Chris Weehan, Mac Pridham, and Brent Richards attack together, trying to prevent those counterattacks and hold on to this lead.
As Pridham does well there to send it all the way out wide. They are attacking just inside the box, Partain. And that's a good shot on goal. I know that didn't look threatening, but that's a shot you want to take. You want to threaten the goal. You want to make the keeper, pay attention to that shot to make sure he's on his toes for that one.
Yeah, Kip Colby did well there. He saw the space inside, cut it in, and tried to have a shot. And no, wasn't enough power to be.
You gotta love it when they score when you're talking. Wilson Nishaw with the cross from all the way to the touchline, and Sammy Ochoa gets his brace. Nisha with the speed comes in and makes an impact, sends this all the way across. Bersano comes out, tries to block it away. Ochoa wasn't having it, and he scores the fairly easy goal. Brought to you by Audi Reno Tahoe. Talk me through that one.
Yeah, all came through the run from Wilson Nisha into the channel. He saw the space between Kip Colby and Brenton Griffiths. Kip Colby was still getting back, and he was able to draw that defense in and put a great ball in the far post to Sammy Ochoa to put away for his second goal of the night.
You can't really ask for a better ball there from Wilson Nisha, showing no rust after coming back from a long layoff from injury. Excellent touch, Paul Buckle, with a smart move to bring Wilson Nisha into this match, making a strong impact on this one, and he does equalize. We are in the 68th minute. We're all square at 2-2.
Yeah, I think Paul Buckle switching into the diamond, trying to match Reno, was a good move. It allowed Sammy Ochoa to have a little more support, to Wilson Nisha to have those runs from inside out, meaning from central to wide, where he can have that space, and he put a great ball in for Sammy Ochoa there.
Kip Colby looking to atone for that mistake. He's sending it into the box, gets a touch, and just over the bar from Brent Richards. Man, Reno has these plays where they cross it in, and that first guy isn't necessarily looking to head it on goal. He's heading it for the next guy to make the next play. It's just remarkable to watch the teamwork of this team.
Yeah, Chris Weehan has an excellent flick-on header there to the far post of Brent Richards. Brent Richards gets onto it, just a little over there. But yeah, like you said, the teamwork on this team, it really is phenomenal. They move the ball so quickly. They're always looking to help each other out, and it's about the team goal rather than the individual goal.
It's eye-opening to watch these guys play. They're just so strong on the ball. Jeremy Hall looks like he took a bit of a knock there. Still down on the pitch. Nisha getting the assist after coming on, and now Clemente Nisha waving for the Republic trainer to come take a look. And Hall looks like he is down in agony right now.
Yeah, and Paul Buckle will be nervous about that because Jeremy Hall is such a key player to the Sacramento Republic team. And it's someone you don't want to see go down right before playoffs.
Yeah, as I mentioned, Republic already down their captain, Danny Barrera, for most of this season. Jeremy Hall would slot in next to him for most of the time they play together, but Hall really took up that midfield mantle when Barrera went down, and he's done a remarkable job. Just a Swiss Army knife, really, for this Republic squad. He's played some center back, played some outside mid, center mid. He's gone forward when he needs to. He's come back when he has to. Really just an anchor for this Republic FC team. Not somebody you want to see go down.
Definitely not, and it looks like the trainer's putting him through some concussion tests right now.
And you got to think that the cold has to factor in here. Of course, Hall wearing the long sleeves, but maybe the sinus is messed up a little bit. Maybe that factors in here. As you see John Duncan, the Republic FC trainer, laughing it off a little bit with Hall. Now he's on his feet. Nike, soccer fans. Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com. New West, brought to you by Coors Lights. The bigger the mountain, the better the reward. Whatever your mountain, climb on. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Great beer, great responsibility. As Hall comes over to talk to Buckle and his coaching staff, he's got a smile on his face, and I think I read the words, "Yeah, I'm good," on his mouth. So should be all right to continue in this match.
I mean, Jeremy Hall and the trainer share to laugh with each other. I mean, any concern about concussion, I think, went away after that. I mean, and Jeremy Hall should be good to come back onto the field. Which will be a relief for Sac Republic.
And Chris Christian stands over this free kick, and we are back underway. And Reno clears it all the way back to Matt Bersano, who's going to play it out wide. This is Kip Colby. Greater Nevada Credit Union, the official sponsor of Greater Nevada Field here in Reno, Nevada. We are in the 72nd minute. It is tied 2-2 as Ilya Bijev is going to get called for a foul there. Early goal for Republic. Reno answers back with two of their own, and Republic find an equalizer. Sammy Ochoa with both of the goals for Republic. And Reno using a team efforts. And again, I still feel like we're not done scoring tonight. I think we might see one more.
No, there's about 18 minutes plus stoppage time left. Plenty of time for both teams to get a goal here. And this game is far from over.
Again, a chilly night here in Reno, about 30 degrees. A very good atmosphere here at Greater Nevada Field as Republic look to counterattack.
And they're getting a lot of numbers forward on this counterattack. Held up too long, and Reno were able to get back. But now Sacramento will try to move the ball around, try and find those openings. Maybe look for another run from Wilson Nishaw.
Yeah, LaGrassa did real well there to stand in front of James Kiffey and slow his roll down. Of course, we've seen in this match and throughout the entire season, Kiffey's very dangerous. As Ochoa uses his body, the ball hits off of his head, goes straight in the air, and Bersano does well to come off his line to catch that one. But Ochoa looking like a dangerous forward in the box tonight.
Yeah, he's been a target for Sac Republic to aim their crosses at 2 goals now. He's someone, he's a big physical presence. He makes really smart movements. I mean, he's able to lose his marker and get the tap-ins. And he makes the goals look easier than they really are.
And Elliott Horde plays this one off a Reno player, and it is out for a throw-in. I don't see much movement from either bench. Not sure about substitutions upcoming. As Wilson Nishaw came on as a sub in this second half. Made an immediate impact, as did Mackenzie Pridham, getting a shot off with his second and third touch. Nishaw getting an assist on his first touch. As Reno plays it quickly. Wean up front, trying to find space with Richards. Pridham checking back now to Richards. And it's out to Espino, who plays to Bijev. Bijev plays the Hall in the middle. He's got numbers if he wants them. Looks forward for Ochoa into the feet. Ochoa does well to play it back out wide for Horde. Republic on the counterattack. Horde picks his head up, looking far post for Bijev. Bijev does well to control that, tries to send a shot on, and it is deflected away for a corner kick. Very dangerous ball there from Elliott Horde. Picked his head up, saw where Bijev was, sent it far post. Bijev did very well to control that ball.
Yeah, the early diagonal ball there from Elliott Horde to find Bijev pulling off of Nick von Niederhausen there was great. Nick von Niederhausen is able to recover off of Bijev's touch, so knock it out for a corner.
And again, Reno has already locked in the number 3 seed. They will play a home playoff match here next Saturday. The opponent yet to be determined could be Sacramento Republic FC as Kiffey sends this one in. Bijev gets a foot to it, but it's deflected away. And now it's cleared away by Reno. Republic would much prefer walking away from this one with a victory, as Tulsa has already fallen in their match today. And it all depends on the OKC Energy match tomorrow. But Republic needs this victory tonight if they want to play Reno here next weekend.
Oh, and here's Mac Pridham through a great touch from Seth Kasipli.
He's onside. Pridham takes a step inside. Christian did well to stand him up, and Clementa came in and saved the day for the millionth time tonight. Yeah, and he's been everywhere.
Clementa once again covering, waiting for that heavy touch, and then pouncing on it. Really has been fantastic tonight in the center back spot for Sac Republic.
Normally a right back by trade. A few injuries in the depth chart. Clementa slid over to play center back more and more this year, and he's done a fantastic job as Horde sends it in with his left foot, and now it's out to Espino. Espino's going to look to take a shot. Brent Griffiths does well to get in front of that one. It's deflected away. Reno has a chance at a counterattack. Richards does well to beat Hall, and Clementa again. A little bit of a dangerous back pass, but Newton comes off his line well to clear that away. Clementa again doing a fantastic job stealing that ball back with just a little bit of a soft pass back to Newton, and Newton did well to come off his line, or else Reno was in on goal.
Yeah, real nerve-wracking with that pass back to Newton, but Newton is able to get to it. Mac Pridham was a little bit further away, and Newton was able to knock it out, but Here, I think that's a foul on Mac Pridham. Chris Christian just comes into the back of him, and there's no call.
And Chris Christian already been booked in this match, has had some physical play, had some words for the referee. I'm with you. I'm surprised that was not called. Some more physical play there from James Kiffey. Again, this is a rivalry match. That always amps up the energy in the stadium, and you know the players feel that too. But you know, every muscle up, every battle is just a little bit stronger in a rivalry match, and you know these guys are taking it to the next level.
Yeah, and I think the atmosphere, it's a lot louder than usual. There's not usually a lot of away support in the USL, but with Reno and Sacramento only two hours away, the Tower Bridge Battalion traveled in force, and we can hear that with both sides, which always adds to the atmosphere on the pitch as well.
Yeah, it's an excellent atmosphere here tonight. As we can still hear Battleborn Brigade over Tower Bridge Battalion, who are directly underneath us, as we do have the third and final substitution for Reno. And it will be the man you mentioned a couple times tonight, Brian Brown, coming into the match. And he will replace defender Kip Colby. So I mentioned we would be able to tell what both coaches were thinking. Well, in this move, on the face of it, you're bringing a forward on for a defender. I think Ian Russell wants that third goal.
Yeah, but you also have to remember that Brent Richards is a outside back by trade. So Brent Richards slides into that left back spot, and Brian Brown goes up front. But yes, Ian Russell wants that goal. He wants to end this on a win. He wants to end the season on a high note.
And Brian Brown will look to do just that. And looks like Republic FC is going to make a substitution. Again, all substitutions are brought to you by Les Schwab Tire Center. Republic looking to make the move at this throw-in. Looks like they will not make this substitution.
Well, Chris Christian is walking towards the sideline, and it looked like he was the one who was coming out. I think Paul Buckle's worried about a second yellow for Chris Christian, so he's getting him out of there. He just took his time getting off the field there.
And it's number 4, Carlos Rodriguez, the young center back. He will come on to replace Chris Christian. Again, I would consider Chris Christian lucky to not have gotten his second yellow card after being cautioned in physical play on Openo, forcing Openo out of this match with what looked like a shoulder injury. Be interesting to see now how the Republic FC defense changes with Rodriguez in there for Christian. Christian a little bit quicker than Rodriguez. Rodriguez much more physical presence, as Clementa concedes a free kick, one of his only mistakes tonight, and this is a very lethally dangerous position for Chris Wehan.
Yeah, this is Chris Wehan territory. He scored one from a similar position in the last fixture between these two. Maybe a little closer than one in Sacramento, but
very similar spot.
Very similar spot, and this will be something he'll be looking to hit over the wall with dip and curve.
And he chips it instead, looking for the assist, and oh boy, that missed by maybe a foot and a half. Looked like Matt LaGrasso was the one to get ahead on that. A little cheeky over-the-top flick. It was LaGrasso. Rodriguez was there to give him a shove in the back. And LaGrasso upset with himself that he couldn't get that redirected on goal, but very dangerous free kick there for Chris Wehan.
Yeah, caught everyone off guard. We were just talking about the shot, and he puts a nice ball in, tries to chip it into the path of Matt LaGrasso. As you said, Carlos Rodriguez does enough to get his body on and throw off the header for Matt LaGrasso.
Now Mackenzie Pridham making a move, and the referee takes a tumble, actually gets involved in the play. Looked like he was slide tackling Pridham. Nonetheless, it's out to Chris Wehan. He cuts inside. He's looking for a cross, sends it to Pridham. Pridham gets to his feet. He sends a left-footed shot that's deflected out of play. You know, you just find yourself not being able to take your eyes off Chris Wehan. Everything he does on the pitch, it's spectacular. Everything he does is hard, fast, always has his eyes up, always looking for the next pass. And now he's everywhere. He's taking the corner kick now for Reno, and Reno getting the big bodies into the box. Danger time for Republic FC defense. As Wehan sends an in-swinger in. It slides through everyone. Clementa tries his best to get rid of it. There's a bicycle kick attempt. It falls to Pridham, and now Clementa's on it, and he escapes. Oh, boy. An exciting last 10 minutes, I think, we're in line for.
Yeah, definitely. I think Brenton Griffiths is a little frustrated with with Brian Brown there. He had a clear run up on the header, but Brian Brown goes for the spectacular instead. And yeah, some nerve-wracking moments in front of Sacramento's goal once again, but they handle it in the end.
Yeah, that's one of those ones where you're saying, no, 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 and then if it goes in, you're saying yes, but you would like for that to maybe be a little more simpler play, going for the header, but I'm not going to be mad if someone goes for a bicycle kick and gets it. That would be fantastic. Nonetheless, Reno walks away with nothing as Clemente did well in that situation to clear that ball away. And it looks like we're going to have a yellow card. It was to Luis Felipe. Bit of a late yellow there. Didn't think that really warranted it. It just looked like a common foul, but this stage of the match, not surprised to see a yellow. As Reno has the ball back deep. And as you mentioned, Brent Richards back in his formal spot of left back. Hall plays it out wide to Bijev. Bijev sends it in for Nisha. Nisha wasn't sure where the ball was. Him and Ochoa looked like they could have linked up there. As now Reno gives it away. USL. The USL is one of the most prominent second division professional leagues in the world, featuring some of the game's top talent and rising stars. Stay up to date with all the latest league news and information by visiting www.uslsoccer.com and follow them on Twitter at USL.
Oh, no. I was just about to say how that was great composure to draw in that Reno press and find Horde out wide, but Horde takes the touch out of play, and now we have a Reno counterattack with Chris Wehan on the ball.
And nothing there. I thought that was a clear foul. Rodriguez and Clemente in on the challenge as Clemente chips it forward to Nisha. Nisha showing the great footwork. He's got space here, attacking Von Nierhausen, and he goes for the chip, and it sails over the goal. Some back and forth action. It looked like Wehan was fouled as we see the replay on Nisha as he went, tried to go top shelf on Bersano, just couldn't wrap his foot around it, but you saw the nifty footwork from Wilson Nisha. He's showing off his game, but man, I go back to that non-foul call. I thought that was pretty clearly a foul for Chris Wehan.
Yeah, Reno players have to be frustrated with that because it was clearly a foul on Chris Wehan right at the top of the box. And Sacramento instead benefit on the counter. Wilson Nisha is almost able to put it away there, but it's over.
And Brian Brown has the ball at his feet and is played away. Nick Von Niederhauser now finds him again. Brian Brown, second half substitute, looking to make something happen. Sends it to Kasipli. Brian Brown does well to send it back to Matt LaGrassa, who sends it out wide to Richards. Richards looking in the box. He's looping one in. Carlos Rodriguez heads it away for the moment. Out to Luis Felipe, looking right-footed. That's deflected. Pridham's in the box, and it sails away. Carlos Rodriguez doing a nice defensive job there. And now Luis Espino showing off some fancy footwork of his own. I would say that had more to do with the baseball diamond, but nonetheless, the fans love when people fall down. And as LaGrassa does well to dispossess Villian Bijev.
Yeah, it was excellent breakup play from Matt LaGrassa there on Bijev. And Reno, instead of countering or trying to let them push forward as a team, try to get some support here, and they're going to try and unlock this Sacramento defense.
As that touch does not go well for Brent Richards. Greater Nevada Credit Union, the official sponsor of Greater Nevada Field. Really a fantastic venue. Both the baseball stadium and a soccer field. If you haven't made it down here, it's worth a trip. If for nothing other than the atmosphere, but it is a fantastic spectacle of a stadium as it plays host to this Donner Pass derby between Sacramento Republic FC and Reno 1868 FC. And we are deadlocked 2-2, 87th minute. Both teams have already clinched a playoff spot. Reno already clinched the number 3 seed, and they know they will play here next Saturday at 5:30. Sacramento unsure of when and where they'll play and what seed they will have, with a possibility of coming back here next Saturday, playing Reno. So this could potentially be a playoff preview. They would need a win for that to happen as Partain goes near post on Kiffy's corner kick. And Partain sent it back at goal, but it was deflected. So Kiffy's going to get another shot. Very dangerous near post run there for Partain.
Yeah, and that was a good near post delivery from James Kiffy to find Partain's run.
He tries it again, goes near post. It's cleared away. Looked like Matt LaGrassa was the first one to it. Now, Elliott Horde plays it out wide to an unmarked Nisha. Nisha going to look in, and Von Niederhausen does well to block it. He blocks it out of play for a corner kick.
Yeah, Reno 1868 fans and players are going to have their hearts in their mouths the last couple minutes. While this result may not mean much, it still means pride, and they want to end the season on a high note. In Sac Republic with 3 corners in the last minute, they're really trying to get that win, get that 6th spot.
Yeah, you mentioned if this was any other game, any other 2 teams playing that had already clinched playoff spots, and it all just came down to seeding, maybe it'd be a little less atmosphere. But this is a rivalry match, regular season finale, it's a home match for Reno in front of the fans. There's a little bit more excitement to this than in other situations. As Kiffy sends across far post, and it was Luis Felipe who did well to send that out. Republic will get another corner kick, their 4th in the span of 2 minutes.
Yeah, and James Kiffy will run across the field to put another one in. Really, Reno are defending for their lives these last couple minutes, trying to prevent that winning goal from Sacramento.
And of course, Republic searching for that 3rd and decisive goal. Kiffy sends it in, and it's cleared away. Not much movement from the Republic FC players in the box. All of them look to be flat-footed. Something that that comes up a bit when Sacramento Republic FC play. Not much movement in the final 3rd. And it looks like Republic's going to make a substitution, and it's the youngster, Roberto Hadigan. He'll come in for Hayden Partain. Substitutions, of course, brought to you by Les Schwab Tire Center. Roberto Hadigan getting some much-needed experience. The youngster signed off Republic FC's Youth Academy earlier in the year. As the cross comes in, Reno's going to clear it away. Brian Brown looking to get onto it. Mackenzie Pridham now in the middle. Jeremy Hall blocks that. It's out to Espino. And Espino settles things down in the midfield. And Matt LaGrassa wanted that ball back pretty badly. And he went in hard.
He did. He's someone who always goes hard, but especially against his former team, a team where he didn't get a lot of chances. And I think he always plays with a point to prove against Sacramento.
As I look up to the left, fireworks have already started. We're hoping for some more fireworks in this match before it's all over. And this will go out for a goal kick to Matt Persano as we have reached the full 90 minutes. We will await how many stoppage time minutes there are as the 4th referee is about to put it up. And it looks like 4 minutes of stoppage time. Again, both of these teams have qualified for playoffs. So this is not do or die time. There is seeding on the line for Republic. Reno knows they are the number 3 seed and will host next Saturday right back here. As Bijev attacks up the left, he's dispossessed by Nick Von Niederhausen. And Bijev takes him out, but no foul called, and it goes off of Von Niederhausen. That's about the 3rd time we've seen a play like that tonight where you just assume a foul is getting called and the referee has let play go.
Yeah, a lot of frustration for these Reno players. They feel they're being fouled and the refs just not having it. And they're letting their voice be heard. They do not agree with some of these non-calls the referee's given out tonight.
As Von Niederhausen clears it away, it will be a Republic FC throw-in. In what was already a fantastic atmosphere, fireworks just add to the excitement. As Hadigan sends a left-footed cross all the way through. Ochoa looked like he had made up his mind to go near post, and that ball sailed far post. It's cleared all the way back out to Elliott Horde. Now it's out wide with Espino. Espino tries to play Horde on the overlap run. It's knocked away. And Speedo struggling with the toss from the ball boy. We are in stoppage time. This Donner Pass Derby deadlocked at 2 here at Greater Nevada Field. Greater Nevada Credit Union, the official sponsor of Greater Nevada Field. As Nisha does his best to stop this counterattack, Matt LaGrassa has other ideas. He's looking forward, sends it out wide to Brian Brown. He's got numbers forward. He sends it inside, Chris Wehan. Wehan attacks, Espino trying to slow him up. He does just that, but Wehan sends it right back into the middle. Sends it across to Luis Felipe, who steps right by Bijev. He sends a long shot in, and oh man, he missed that by about a foot. Evan Newton full stretch, and it looks like it took a deflection. Second time Luis Felipe has sent in a long ball like that. And Reno plays it quickly. It's Chris Wehan, he sends it into Pridham. And Pridham heads it out of play as Newton gets to take a breath. Luis Felipe, that left-footed strike from distance. It's dangerous.
He's such a danger with if he has any space from anywhere 35 or closer out, he can really let one rip from there. Shots that dip and swerve and are so hard for the goalkeeper to judge. He has another one there that Jeremy Hall gets a deflection on.
As we're entering the final moments of this match, Newton sends it deep. Both sides looking for that third and decisive goal. Might not be enough time left. Republic on the attack. Jeremy Hall is gonna let his men push forward. He sends it out wide to Kiffey. Kiffey, of course, with the first assist of this match to the first goal for Sammy Ochoa. Grassa plays it to Sipley. This is out wide to Richards. Hadigan chasing. And still with Richards. He's going to attack Elliott Horde. Richards sends it a strong cross, but it hits the feet of Horde. Comes out to Sipley. Sipley to Wehan. Wehan sends it in for Brian Brown. Brian Brown lays it off for LaGrassa. LaGrassa tries to have an audacious shot.
Yeah, I think it's tough for LaGrassa. It's a little bit closer than you'd like. He tries to run onto it, and it kind of gets caught under his feet, so the shot isn't what he was hoping for. But that's great ball retention there from Reno 1868. But we hear the final whistle now.
That's it. It ends deadlocked at 2. That is the full time. Sacramento Republic FC 2, Reno 1868 FC 2. So you see both coaching staffs giving each other some respect. And this one ends in a draw, 2-2. And we will step away and take a quick break, and we'll come back to recap the action and get you set for the playoffs. We'll be right back.
Yeah, but then, I mean, goal difference is just one away from each other. So it's not Sacramento. It's either 2 or 3. No, because Tulsa has more wins than Sacramento. They already lost.
Get your tickets now for next Saturday's match at Reno1868fc.com. Fun
And we are back here at Greater Nevada Field. We have the final score, Sacramento Republic FC 2, Reno 1868 FC 2 in the regular season finale of USL play. And it was a strong match from both sides. We came into the match thinking Reno's offense would be a problem. They were. They scored 2 goals. And Sacramento was up to the task. They scored 2 of their own. Republic went up 1 early. Reno came back with 2 of their own. Republic made a strong substitution in Wilson Nishaw. He sent a beautiful cross into Sammy Ochoa and tied it up. Give me some of your thoughts on the match.
Yeah, it was definitely a physical match of something you would expect from this rivalry, and I mean, it came down to Sammy Ochoa's movement in the box. 2 great goals from him. I mean, Reno, they'll be worried about Antoine Opino and Lindo Mafeka coming into playoffs, hoping that those injuries aren't too serious, because those are 2 very important players to this Reno attack.
Yeah, that's definitely a question mark you didn't assume would come to play for Reno heading into playoffs. You'd think, you know, the offense is taken care of. You don't really have to worry about anything. But now you've got to worry about the health of, you know, all these players. Opino did not look good with his shoulder. Not sure the health of Dane Kelly. Maybe Brian Brown steps into a much larger role. Feka went down early in this match. Kind of a question mark going into playoffs, but nonetheless, that it can't be said enough just how strong an inaugural season Reno 1868 FC just had in the regular season, setting the goal record, you know, the highest scoring team in North America. Just an insane run for this team in their first season. Walk me through how good of a regular season finale this was when you compare it to the rest of the season.
I mean, Reno would want to have walked away with 3 points, if nothing more than bragging rights, but I mean, a draw is not a bad result at all, and I think avoiding Sacramento is a good result for the first round of playoffs. I think out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, and Sacramento is the one who would give them the most trouble. So I think at the end of the day, being able to face one of Tulsa or Oklahoma is good for Reno. Having them have to travel halfway across the country here to Greater Nevada Field to play in this altitude, I think it bodes well for Reno in the first round.
And Reno, of course, locked up the number 3 seed with their stellar regular season. And they will play next weekend right here, Saturday night, kickoff at 5:30 at Greater Nevada Field. And Sacramento Republic FC has also clinched a playoff spot. They will go on the road. That is still up in the air with tomorrow's OKC match still looming. As of right now, Sacramento Republic FC sit in 8th place, which means as of right now they would play Real Monarchs, the number 1 team. Still a chance they could play in 7th. And we will see what happens in OKC tomorrow. But I would say an overall positive performance from Sacramento Republic FC. Of course, they came into this match wanting the 3 points, wanting to make that 6th spot and get to play this Reno team in another chapter of this rivalry. A first-round playoff match in this rivalry would have been fantastic. But nonetheless, an overall good performance from both teams. Reno's offense coming alive. You mentioned Sammy Ochoa's movement in the box. All strong positives to take into playoffs. Both of these teams will be in action next week for first round of playoffs, and it's going to be a great one with how great the regular season was all across the USL, Eastern Conference, Western Conference. I would assume we're in for a nice matchup in all the playoff rounds.
Yeah, I really think this was a great year for USL all around. I mean, attendance numbers are rising. USL showing that they're a true second division league with great players, international players who play for their national teams. And I mean, USL is only growing from here with Fresno, Nashville, and Las Vegas.
Yeah, it's exciting times in U.S. soccer. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. That's going to do it for us here tonight as fireworks are just getting underway. We appreciate you tuning in. For Colin Tabor, I'm Sean Steimel. Thank you very much for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent from the United Soccer League.